Hello, good evening, and welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle, L.A. by Night. We thank the family for joining us in this, our 5th season. And tonight we bring you Season 5, Episode 6, Cry Havoc. Let's meet our vampires and other individuals.
Hi, I'm Erika Ishii, and I play Annabelle the Bruja.
Hi, I'm Brennan Lee Mulligan. I play Adrian Claremont. Mortal man?
Well, we shall see. In Greek myth, the goddess Nemesis opposed hubris, the act of challenging the gods. Nemesis represents not just justice, but payback, retribution. She carries in her hands scales and a whip. In the world of darkness, some of the mortals who hunt vampires, or blank bodies as they sometimes refer to them, see what they do as the deserved response to the hubris of the undead. The vampires dared to try ruling mankind unjustly, and now mankind brings the scourge of truth in their turn. Gone are the innocent days when vampires, or really anyone, could make a phone call or check a website, send an email, buy a book, like someone's profile without risking someone seeing it. Often someone does see it because someone is always watching, or they can pull up the data and watch you tomorrow. And unlike you and your data, your watchers don't leave traces or have names, credit ratings, and Facebook statuses. And some of those watchers watch in person. They watch from unmarked cars, from sniper nests, or in the crowd in which you thought you were hunting your prey. And then they close in and someone else watches them dust you. So you must take measures to protect yourself, to hide from the watchers, to conceal yourself from their determined gaze, or to divert their attention somewhere or to someone else, if you can. With this firmly in mind, let's tell a vampire story.
Shocking developments in Los Angeles last night in what authorities are saying was an apparent turf war between rival drug cartels. Reports of gunfire and explosions have been coming in from all around the greater Los Angeles area.
Sources who spoke to us on condition of anonymity claim that while there are witnesses to some of these events, the police have been unable to find any physical evidence at the scenes. No bodies, no bullet casings, no missing persons reported. Only structural damage, including damage to a large art piece that was displayed in the parking lot of Griffith Observatory.
A number of unexplained structural fires are also attributed to this gang conflict, but authorities have surprisingly suggested this probably means the guilty parties have now fled the city, and citizens should not be concerned.
All that noise and damage and no bodies. I bet the conspiracy theorists are going to have a field day with this one. In other news, puppies were on display in LA's 3rd annual Puppy Parade, held last weekend.
Where are we? We are at an undisclosed location, somewhere on the outskirts of the city of Los Angeles. And in this undisclosed location, 2 individuals are having a discussion.
want to begin by apologizing. I deeply embarrassed by what you saw at the ending of our last interaction. One of the many things that you and I have in common, Ms. Lee. That's correct, right? Annabelle Lee?
Yeah. It's spelled differently than the...
L-I, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know how old you would be today if you were still in your mortal condition? Or have you already started to lose track of information like that?
I'd be 27.
It's young. Younger than me. I owe you an apology. One of the things we have in common, and I believe we actually have a great deal in common.
I'm sorry. That's just a Philip monologue. We have nothing in common, you and I.
Would it make you more comfortable if I thought that?
No, I'm just sort of examine a lot of things through the lens of the media that I have consumed in my 27 years. Please continue. How are we similar, Adrian?
We struggle with the actions and beliefs of our allies. I am not alone in my belief that Canites can be saved, but I would not say that I enjoy a majority of company within the organization I belong to. It is a constant effort to remind my affiliates that we are an organization of faith and not a military. But then again, we've had to become a military thanks to we know who. What I wanted to point out is that I wanted you and Eleanor and Carver to all be here. And my conviction in your ability to be redeemed is something that my fellows struggle with. They seem to be of the conviction that Christ has limits to who he can save. That seems a little blasphemous to me, but that is their conviction, that you are beyond saving.
Love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your mind and your soul and spirit, and love your neighbor as yourself. You didn't fucking stutter when you said that.
I fully agree.
Yet, I feel like you're trying to tiptoe around the fact that what you believe, that there is humanity in all of God's creatures, is heresy amongst your people.
A creature with a soul is capable of redemption. That is canon. That is dogma. Whether or not creatures such as yourself have a soul, there is debate over.
It's so un-Christ-like to have a debate about somebody with free will and whether or not they belong.
There are many beings that speak and think that do not have free will. Angels, devils. These are beings possessed of vast intellect according to all of our records and legends, and yet God only granted one being in all of creation free will. And the question is not settled over whether you and those like you are cursed or in fact something wholly different than human.
So do you have data? Do you have You mentioned some sort of scientific backing for your suppositions. You can't just base everything on dogma and trust in records long ago.
You might imagine that collecting a meaningful sample size of willing Canites is challenging. I want to talk to you about all of this. I want to talk to you about faith. I want to talk to you about your future. Perhaps even talk to you about... No, I'll wait to bring that up. What I'd like to mention first, before we talk about paths forward, is what paths, if any, you feel are closed to you. And I'll start that by mentioning that the Inquisition has already made the Camarilla in Los Angeles a memory.
It's gone.
The ivory tower has fallen. If they are possessed of sound mind, they are praying there is a shadow deep enough in some other part of the world for them to slink away to. But they are toppled. What does that mean for the future of Annabelle Lee, the Bruja?
They'll be back. They always do this. They will slink away into the darkest corners. Wait 100 years. So they can wait. And they'll come back.
Oh, okay. So what's the next 100 years look like?
Peace in Los Angeles. Everybody can have a haven, and nobody has to be a bystander or a casualty in all of the power struggles.
You can't even hear it in your own voice. When you said the Camarilla would come back, you didn't hear it in how you spoke? The hunger? Annabelle, you're like all the activists and rioters and protesters that have ever been. You don't want to catch the car. You don't want them gone, because it's not about winning to you. Who you are is rebellion. I told you your revolution was successful, and you looked heartbroken. Because you don't want to win, you want to fight. That's your beast.
True.
No power struggles. No power struggles with the Baron of the Valley, Victor Temple, the Baron of Hollywood, Nelli G. No power struggles with all of the various anarchs. Wake up! Because I'll tell you this. You are frightened right now because you are realizing what you have always known. Your coterie, your family of kindred. They have always looked at you as a meaningful pawn in their struggles. And now that the Camarilla is gone, do you think safe havens and a peaceful city for the Canites is anywhere on their list of priorities? Honestly.
We are what drives us. That is the curse of the kindred. Okay? Give me a second here, okay? Because the second that I was turned I had a whole new battlefront. My whole life, up until that point, I had labored under the assumption that corporations and billionaires and surface level, everyday corrupt politicians were the thing to be fighting. And then suddenly I realized that there were those, except hundreds of years old, with unspeakable powers, with their boots on our throats, as mortals and as kindred. And so now that they're gone, yeah, I don't know what to do. I'm 27. I never asked to be some sort of ruler. All I knew was that I had to stop.
There it is. That's your chance, right there. You don't know. Humility. This is the way. Because this feeling you're feeling of roiling in the uncertainty shows that you are braver than any of your allies. Do you think the rest of your coterie would admit that they do not know the way?
You can't admit it publicly. That's a sign of weakness, and they'd lose face in front of the other barons.
Weakness is the truth. You embrace being the lamb or you become the lion. And if you try to be the lion, there is one door that opens for you. And trust me, it's very hot behind that door. There is a revolution that matters. And it is not a revolution that will allow you to scream and yell and bask in the image of yourself as a warrior for a cause. The revolution that matters started when the Son of God came to this world and said that there was a path to salvation. I am sorry that you have led a life where the only thing that has appeared before your eyes are temporary struggles, all of which are struggles for power. Where is the revolution that did not become the government that then needed opposing? Where is the struggle that did not immediately become the institution? What are you hoping for? A world where vampires don't deal in power? Do you have any hope that that will happen?
Yes, I do.
That was heartbreaking.
You were a bishop. You've been to the Vatican. You're gonna tell me that show of opulence and wealth and colonization throughout centuries that still exists today, the face of everything that people suffer? You're telling me that that is being the lamb, that is humility, that is working towards a better future. What do you hope for then? You just have to hope that when you die, that the zealousness of your life is gonna be better. It's gonna be better for you. What are you hoping for?
I don't feel hope. I'm not a priest anymore, Annabelle, not a bishop either. I was excommunicated. Because for me to do what I need to do, they don't let you stay ordained. Perdition is where I'm going. I'll be there in the fire with Victor and Nelli and Jasper and all the rest. I made my peace with that. Because we are going to bring heaven on earth. You have an option. And you could be saved. But it requires an act of faith.
Faith in what? Because I don't think that Yahweh, the Christian God, was the thing that burned the cross into Carver's forehead. I think it was you and your blind, zealous fanaticism in something.
You are welcome to that opinion.
Do you have irrefutable proof to any other hypothesis?
irrefutable proof in this life is hard to come by. And I don't ask for irrefutable proof.
Well, at least you should ask for a couple of data points.
My data points are this. Before I found God, I was a wicked, wicked man. And after I found God, a door opened for me to save the world. And
There is a knock at the door of this room. Sir, I'm sorry to interrupt your meeting, but we need you in 10 minutes.
Understood. Thank you. Annabelle, here's the situation. I have exposed myself to get you here. I have gone out on a limb in a way that my superiors are not happy with. They would have preferred that you, Eleanor, and Carver all be ash at this point. There is an easy way and a hard way for you to avoid that fate. The easy way is for you to do what my superiors are hoping you will do and give us information about Jasper and Victor. That's what they're hoping for. They want...
Why Jasper and Victor? Why not everybody else?
It's my understanding that everybody else we have managed.
What do you mean by managed?
I mean, my priorities that were given to me were Victor Temple and Jasper. So, we can do this in the old-fashioned way where I say, where are Jasper and Victor hiding? And you say, oh, everyone knows Jasper goes to the old so-and-so. Or the hard way. You help prove me right. Because I would, after all is said and done, like some data points. So, I see those as two very good options. Turn in some true monsters that have no interest in seeing your vision come to pass, as well you know. Or step out into the darkness with me and take a leap of faith. Show me that you believe that there is a possible state of grace. I know you have heard the words Golconda before. I know that these legends point to some greater truth. Don't you want to hold Eleanor and watch the sunrise together?
Faith. Love. Family. Friendship. No, I'd never give up the coterie.
You know,
believe in those things too. Or you did, once upon a time.
I still do. I just don't get so easily distracted. You got thrown into the pit with the monsters, and you're so lonely that you started calling them your family. The world of people who need saving, they don't meet in nightclubs at 3 o'clock in the morning to talk about the future of Los Angeles over blood-stained lips. There was a world you wanted to save once upon a time, and you are quickly forgetting it. You have two options. Give up the coterie, or find a way to make them believe. Because Annabelle, I already do. Oh. A friend is going to be staying with you. We caught so many vampires, we're frankly running out of storage. Maybe your friend can help you make this tough decision.
Thank you so much for everything. I mean, it's getting a little weird with the security of...
Oh my god! You're still alive!
Don't touch me! Don't... What is happening? Guards? What are you doing here? Oh.
I'm here to be saved.
I don't want to see you! This is not what I came here for! You're supposed to fix me! What are you doing here? Are you real?
I'm real.
I can't... It's okay. I'm sorry!
It's okay.
I'm sorry!
It's not your fault.
I know it's not my fault. You did this! This is all your fault! I was on the beach, living my life, and I came to babysit you!
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
I didn't mean that. Are you really here?
Yeah. Time you need. I'm here.
Sorry I tried to eat you.
I'm sorry too. That sucked. But I don't blame you for it. She turned you into a monster.
She's still in here. She's still in here!
No.
I thought I got rid of her. I thought that it would be done and I got everything that I wanted and I was... And I left and now I'm here and I think this is a trap.
We're in it. We are in it. They...
I knew it!
lie, and they lie, and they lie. They're a bunch of fucking hypocrites.
Go from one cage to another one. I'm so stupid.
You're not.
I am! I'm an idiot, and I don't belong here, and I don't belong anywhere. I just get in people's way. I'm a puppet that people use. I tried to help. I tried to make things better. And it crumbled.
We all are either pawns or players in this game. And honestly, I don't know if I really want to be friends with any good players.
I think what we can do is deal with the situation like we always have. I want to be friends with you again, but I want to start over. I'm not a spy for anybody. As far as I know, my mind is clear. And I haven't had any recent visions of me taking your power.
X, at a certain point, why didn't you just tell me? I know that vampires deal in secrecy and lies and power struggles, but I'm me. I trusted you, and looking back on all of our interactions, that night at the beach where we saw the lights of the city, and we had hopes and dreams there together, and every time you wouldn't let me touch you, and all of that, it was all for this. So how much was there any of that was true?
I don't know. I was ashamed, Annabelle. I didn't think that I would like you. I didn't think I would get attached, and I thought I was being kindred. I was using you. I chickened out, and so I'm a failure as a kindred. as a human being, as anything I try to be. A baron, a prisoner.
Baron?
Well, ass baron, associate baron. Not anymore. I don't want to play this game anymore, okay? They were supposed to fix what's happening in my mind, to take away the beast, but I'm done. I'm just done. Everyone's using both of us. So what do we do?
I say, we forge our own path. We build the world that we want, where people can trust each other. I know that seems so naive.
I trust you. I trust you right now.
I think taking it moment by moment is probably the way to go.
We're getting out of here.
Yeah.
So,
How good are you at punching Catholics?
Now you're talking.
so, it's to be an escape. Very well. I think this is an excellent place to pause this story for now. In the middle of the barony of Hollywood, just off Santa Monica Boulevard, there is a large, famous cemetery, Hollywood Forever, one of the oldest cemeteries in Los Angeles. It's been here for a little over a century. And we have been here before, too. Far beneath the mausoleums, the crypts, the graves that occupy this well-manicured green space is an underground maze, tunnels, rooms, antechambers, and other places perhaps best left explored another time. In this lair, this haven, dwell the Nosferatu of Los Angeles. And it is here, in this place, that the Nosferatu have invited some very special guests. Ah, I see everyone's here. At last. Welcome again, colleagues. Good to see you all still undead. Yes. We seem to have a problem.
I would say so.
think?
I'm assuming by that something happened to everybody, and by the looks of you, something definitely happened to you.
The only easy days yesterday, right? But I am glad to see you all.
Well, speaking of things happening, let's take care of a little housekeeping then. I think everybody needs a little attention. Jasper, following your escape, you left your situation with a total of 2 aggravated wounds.
Yes,
Any superficial damage?
full superficial.
Your health track is full
Yes.
of damage. What do you want to heal?
Well, I'm going to try to heal 1 aggravated damage from during my escape last night after...
You may heal 1 aggravated damage per evening. So for last night's point of aggravated damage, it's 3 rouse checks.
I get 1 point hungrier. But I made 2 successes.
You know, I was hoping for more. I was hoping for 3 lemons, whatever, but I'll take it.
I know.
I'll take it, my friend. I'll take it. Yeah.
And then I'll do 1 for tonight.
And 1 for tonight as well?
3 successes.
So, both points of aggravated damage are healed.
But my health track is still full
But
of
your health
superficial.
track is still got a ton of superficial damage on it.
Yeah.
Now, superficial damage, of course, heals a little differently. If you want to go there, essentially that's a rouse check to heal according to your
Their
blood
blood
potency, or you can wait to see what you'll need later.
I'll wait till see what I'll need later.
All right.
I'm used to it.
Nelli G, that hand of yours was terribly, terribly burned and blackened. Still at 1 aggravated?
Yes, I am.
Would you like to try to heal it?
Yes, please. Remind me the dice pool on that one again. It's
3 rouse checks.
success. Failed. Fail.
Ooh, how delicious. Excellent, excellent. So, rats time, is it? No, you don't drink rats, my girl.
You need to shush.
You do heal terrible burn caused by what you touched. But you're very hungry. Eva, you too have suffered aggravated damage and superficial damage. What would you like to heal?
I would like to try to heal 1 superficial first on the same night. Previous
Like a rouse
evening.
check. Just 1 rouse check.
Just 1?
It's aggravated.
If it's superficial.
Oh no, for the aggravated.
For the aggravated,
One
that's 3 rouse
aggravated,
checks.
yes. Okay. 2 failures. So I am at 4 hunger, just to note. And I will take 1 of the superficial away.
Or the aggravated away.
Aggravated away.
Take the aggravated damage away. So, you're at 4 hunger. The voices that you hear in your head never quite stops whispering at this point. That cold, calculating monotone urging you to come to your senses and do what must be done. You will obey. You will submit. Victor Temple. Escaping the drone by shooting it with the Inquisition's own weapon. Good plan. Getting too close to the resulting explosion, less of a good plan. So, you have 2 aggravated.
I do.
How do you want to handle that?
Well, definitely 1, and let's see where that
Now, is
leads.
this from the previous night?
This is from the previous night.
This is after your arrival at the cemetery.
Hunger only went up by 1. Crits don't matter on these healing checks, correct?
That's correct. Crit is a success. Ordinary success.
My first crit since the return, and it doesn't matter. So that actually only leaves me hunger 2 because I was fortunate last time.
That's
so
right.
I'm gonna go ahead and try for the next one. Only 1 success, so that is going to put me at hunger 4. And both aggravated, healed, but still a full health track of superficial.
Curiously, the voice of the beast that you're so accustomed to hearing in your head is merely a whisper. How dare you let them bring you to this state? You, a baron, a king, practically a god. This is an assault to your dignity. Choose one. Drink them dry.
It'll be set to rights.
Ebe, Took some aggravated damage. Opened the wrong door. You can only heal 1 aggravated per night, so you could have healed 1 last night and 1 tonight, or you can wait and see what happens. It's up to you. What would you like to do?
I would have tried to heal.
1 last night?
Mm-hmm.
You need to make 3 rouse checks.
Is it?
3 black.
3 red. 2 successes.
And 1 failure?
Yeah, as blank failure. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mm-hmm. It certainly is.
That's what happens.
So, are you going to heal any more tonight?
Yes.
Or, you are.
So you're
Okay,
hungry.
go ahead and make the total.
By however many failures you get on those rouse checks.
So I get hungrier.
Do we also need to make rouse checks for the fact that we just woke up?
We'll get to that.
So this could already be going poorly.
We'll get to that.
Oh.
Oh, yes.
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
Oh no.
Just 2 failures.
2 failures and 1 success.
So, you too hear the siren song of the beast in your head, urging you to slake your thirst, to claim the power that you know you deserve. Yes. Take 1, choose. Maybe the red one. Or maybe, no, not that one. Yeah. Regal blood. No. A room full of very hungry monsters.
Hunger goes up by 3.
I know what you already had.
Now,
So.
I am in trouble, actually.
how in trouble are you?
Very much so.
To the maximum amount possible?
To the 5th degree.
So, a full hunger. Let's come back to that in a moment.
Ready, Adrian?
No,
You were 2.
I was at 2 from the beginning.
Hold that thought.
Great. Cool.
Now, as you may recall, those of you who have been here before from a previous visit, Gary does not keep a larder stocked with variety. He and his brood tend to feed on what?
Rats.
Rats.
Rats that don't know who I am.
They do not, in fact, know who you are.
Are they consensual rats?
So, all of you are of a blood potency where you can still take sustenance from animals. It isn't efficient for most of you, but it can be done. Do any of you want to slake your thirst on rats?
I'm okay. If taking into account the rouse check I made for this evening, I'm only at 2 hunger.
I think you're all right. So, Eva,
Yes.
you will accept a platter of rats.
I will accept whatever they will give me.
The Nosferatu offer you privacy in which to take your meal if you choose.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Remove 2 hunger from your pool. I should say, remove 2 hunger. Victor, rats present a problem for you.
With my rouse check, that puts me at hunger 5.
Oh.
Oh my.
Should I have done that first?
I suppose so. How would you like us to resolve that?
Is anyone else at hunger 5? It sounds like this side of the entire table.
She
Should
may be.
Should I do the rouse check before?
No, we haven't gotten to the evening's
Oh,
rouse check
okay.
yet.
Okay.
Okay.
Ignore
Then
that
good.
for now.
Sorry. Well, then.
Ignore that for now.
Great.
Not a problem. So Josephine takes away, Eva takes away 2 hunger.
Mm-hmm.
Victor, rats are a problem for you.
I have to chance it because I am of the clan of kings. It is very difficult for me to eat anything that does not agree with my palate, so it will require an exertion of willpower. But
You want to take willpower damage?
I can't afford to lose control right now, so...
And would you two like to take your meal in privacy? Or are you content to eat at table?
We know what this is. And our host is graciously provided, so...
It's not every day that one sees Ventru Baron slaking his thirst on small rodents, let alone a platter of them. They taste exactly as you would expect that they would.
Still wake up with that taste in my mouth after all this time. Thank you, Mr. Golden.
Ebe.
How much hunger do I slake?
2.
Sometimes it pays to be a low clan.
Clearly.
Rats for you too.
Do I have a choice?
It's either that or frenzy the next time you fail a rouse check.
I'm taking rats.
Privately or at table?
You know, we're gonna do this family style. Victor already. Let's do this at the table.
Pass the platter. Take away 2 hunger. And this is where we will leave your hunger for the remainder of the scene.
Okay.
Well, I have good news and bad news. Which would you prefer first?
Start with the bad news first.
The bad news is we have a significant problem with hunters in our neighborhood. And by neighborhood, I mean Los Angeles. I believe, if I understand correctly what my clan associates have explained to me, you have all suffered in these attacks. Well, the good news is you're not alone. It seems that this was a citywide operation. Few, if any, kindred were spared. I have a rather lengthy list of individuals who are unaccounted for, who may or may not be with us any longer.
Well, did you reach out to everybody that we know?
We are working on it. Reports are still coming in. We need a little time. As you know, there are many Nosferatu whom you have never met who dwell here under Hollywood forever,
Right.
and whom you may never meet. We are working on the problem.
Who would you say is at the top of that list?
Well, perhaps it will not pain all of you to know that Prince Vannevar and his seneschal are among the missing. Perhaps.
Seems like
I tried.
Aye, so.
maybe I should have taken that job.
Interesting idea. Hold that thought. You were there.
Yes.
Perhaps you would care to enlighten us.
Well, I was there with the prince and the seneschal and our friend here, who just happened to spot a drone before anybody else.
You're welcome.
Pesky devices.
You better not have sold us out.
After the night we've had, I better not have sold you out. Got it.
I'm just saying, I don't know what motivation you would have or if there was any deal made. But seeing as how you look like shit right now, I'm hoping you didn't have anything to do with it. But
No.
And
We were-
curiosity, who is us?
excuse me.
I mean, the Camarilla.
Exactly. I just wanted to clarify where your allegiance is.
I'm the fucking sheriff. Where do you think I stand?
Noted.
Yeah, we're gonna have.
To be completely fair.
Now. Miss Ebe is my guest. I took it upon myself, I took the liberty of deciding that we might want to hear from what I think might be, possibly, the only remaining member of the Court of Los Angeles. Now, let me continue with the roll call of the undead and presumed dead. We cannot account for the whereabouts of the Scourge, Aurora.
She was there too.
She was.
We do not know the fate of the Tremere Primogen, Katya. She is nowhere to be found.
As far
She
as
was
I
there too.
I'm sure she made it out.
You have personal knowledge.
Yeah, we both
don't-
do.
Ah,
I don't know, but
I mean, you would know better than me.
Well, where did you last see her?
she
I know
was
where I last saw her.
running out. She was covered. I don't think they saw her escape.
She fled into Griffith Park.
But I don't know for certain.
Griffith Park. They attacked you both there.
Yeah. I don't think they knew that Eva and Katya were going to be there. They came for me.
Your visit to the park was spontaneous.
It was a task being done, yes.
She had to inform me of some things.
Then they did not expect you to be there.
No, they seemed
So they are not infallible.
No.
An important point of information.
They also don't seem to care about ghouls very much. They didn't take or really have any interest in Archangel.
Ah. So she too escaped.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes. There
Let
were
me update.
There were many of them. I didn't count exactly, but several vehicles.
About 3 vehicles. Speaking of which, I have one thing that might be of particular interest to you, and one thing that is just general knowledge that might be helpful. And I pull the duffel bag up, place it on the table.
I was curious about that.
One, I have one of their phones. It is turned off, the SIM
Mitnick!
card is removed.
Mitnick?
I was
He'll be
hoping
along.
Mitnick could deal with it. Second, and I dump the bag open without touching it.
What rolls out is it's a medieval mace. It's a large metal weapon meant for bludgeoning and crushing. It drops onto the table with a loud thud that makes Gary wince for the
Sorry.
safety of his mahogany table. It seems to be old. It is inscribed with a very simple cross, and there is, now that you examine it in the light, there is some Latin written on it, which I believe Jasper knows.
Yeah, I do. I speak Latin.
It's a very simple inscription. You've heard it many, many times before. It simply says, "The Lord is my shepherd."
It is a, obviously a weapon, but it is, blessed. None of us can really touch it.
And they had this?
They had this, they were pulling it out, I took it with them. The only reason I was able to carry it is because in my haste, I grabbed it still in the bag and used it, which is why there is blood all over the bag. But I didn't touch it directly.
Another concern. There was an individual with them. I don't believe they were kindred themselves, but I can't know for certain, but they had either some technology or something that, and I tried to use certain abilities. They waned. It was lesser. I don't know what happened. I've never encountered it before.
Curious and equally unclear. Are you saying that they used some sort of force or power upon you?
One of them stuck out their hand and magic didn't work anymore. In simple terms.
Suppression?
Of some sort.
Yes.
Another point of information. We do not know where Maximilian Strauss is, but we believe him not to be in Los Angeles at this time. Can you perhaps confirm?
Last I heard, yes.
I would consider him safe regardless.
We believe that Miss Velvet Velour is among the missing or perished. We are quite certain that her associate, Mr. Edison, has met his final death. We do not know the whereabouts of Baron Fiona. We do not know where Mr. X is, your former associate, or still perhaps your associate is unclear to us what the current relationship may be.
Just to be clear, you're unclear. You don't have any evidence.
We do not know. He is not in his usual places that we could ascertain before sunrise. As I say, I have associates working on obtaining better information even as we speak. We do not know the whereabouts of the coterie known as the Valkyries. And we believe that Miss Miranda of the Ministry is perfectly safe, but unwilling to communicate at this time.
I didn't have time to look for X last night.
Now, some who are accounted for. Mr. Rodriguez, Mr. Nines Rodriguez, is in torpor after an assault on his holdings. He is being cared for by his associates at this time.
In torpor, but not in custody.
Not so far as we can understand. Now, many of Mr. Rodriguez's associates were not quite so lucky. We believe more than a few, perhaps as many as half or more, have perished. I regret to inform you, Baron Temple, that your son, Mark, is alive, but wounded.
Where is he?
He is at a medical facility that we use sometimes when discretion is important. I can arrange for you to see or be in contact with him, though I must urge you to use caution.
Honestly, don't tell me where he is. Recent events have made me a little more sensitive to what I might know and not know.
And then finally, the Weird Sisters, as they call themselves. Their shop is closed, but is not destroyed, and I have it on good authority that they are safe.
Good.
When was the last time anybody talked to Annabelle? I saw her months ago.
You saw her in Los Angeles?
I saw her in Minnesota.
Last time I saw her was leaving the junkyard.
Last I saw her was chasing after her.
I have no information on her. I'm sorry.
Well, until we know otherwise, we have to assume she wasn't even in the city, so that's good at least.
Well, so a very thorough night for the enemy. Now,
do we have any eyes on Jeanette?
Yes. As near as I can understand, she is intact.
That's who X was with, so she must have gotten out okay.
I heard, but...
Now, you may be aware that your communications devices are not functioning properly.
Correct.
Yep.
So, I'm supposed to have military-grade encryption on this thing.
Well, the manner of their assault suggests that military might be part of their coalition. I have taken the liberty of procuring disposable phones for you.
That's very kind of you.
Mitnick will provide.
Thank you.
I would like to introduce one other piece of evidence. They are not bulletproof.
No, they're not.
Nope.
Nor are they mace-proof. Just putting it out there.
Or knife proof.
They do appear to be only human.
But somebody mentioned about someone holding a hand out. I had a similar experience except for my power. What hadn't done anything with my powers. They burned me with like sunlight.
Sunlight?
That's what it felt like light, very bright light.
They came after us with that too.
Did they say a word or anything to you?
No, I just heard the word blank thrown around.
There was a Latin word that was said to me. It was very strange.
What was the word?
Avant?
Avant. Not Latin, I think, but perhaps Old English. One finds it in biblical descriptions of abjuring devils and demons. Avant, foul being, and so on. Good line from an old movie, really.
Yeah, it's a term of like a ward or protection from evil.
Huh.
So, Miss Ebe, those who attacked you, and Mr. Temple, Baron Temple, you saw no such evidence of strange powers, no suppression effects or sunlight.
There was one moment where we went to go hide, and upon opening the door, it was just immense, painful light. I didn't hear any words spoken.
Sounds like a bomb.
I heard an explosion in the building.
I did hear an explosion.
It sounds like a bomb. So that would suggest that they booby-trapped the building prior to your arrival.
Yeah. I mean, we were surrounded. There was no place to hide.
This is very distressing.
I just didn't know if that, what I thought was an explosion, was something else. But apparently not.
You all would see that Victor looks absolutely beat to hell. His suit is in tatters and shredded in multiple bullet holes. Although this was the worst night I've had since I went toe-to-toe with Strikes, their ammunition was nothing special.
No incendiary rounds.
Didn't burn. No.
Perhaps their goal was not to extinguish.
Oh, I think they meant to extinguish.
Well, we are not invulnerable. Even the vaunted Ventru powers of, shall we say, muscular density, not impervious to bullets either. Shoot us enough times, and of course we will expire.
Alas.
This is just a hypothesis, but considering I don't believe they knew Katya and Eva were going to be there, they sent a force that was designed to get rid of me, not rid of Tremere.
And what did you encounter?
Considering they brought one person with supposed suppression ability, I believe it was meant to suppress my ability to disappear.
Did it?
I didn't use it. I never tried.
And they brought that ancient weapon as well, perhaps to bludgeon you.
And the fog.
The fog.
The fog. Did anyone else encounter any sort of red fog?
No.
If you see it, don't touch it. It burns like hell.
It was purely technological, what they sent after us.
A red mist floated from down the hill of underneath Griffith Observatory.
Everywhere.
And almost like it was being directed, came up over the hill and burned any kindred it touched. But did not affect humans.
Only?
Kindred only.
What about your friend Chloe?
No effect. It sounded like wailing spirits or people in immense agony, but I think only people with kindred blood could hear it.
I recommend avoiding it.
Yes. You can see on the side of Jasper's face, even though it's healed, there's pock marks like acid burning. It's unpleasant.
Similar. I understand that. Interesting that you bring up that they crafted who was coming after us, because each person that was with the person that was coming after me had glasses. Talk about suppression. They had glasses that they were immune to awe.
They knew who they were striking out at and brought things to negate our specific talents.
Oh yes, they appear to be well informed.
Yes.
So you were at Griffith Park.
We were at Griffith Observatory.
At the observatory. Ava, you've never seen anything like this red fog before, because you mentioned, like, was it wailing? What did you call it?
Yes.
As though there were wailing spirits inside of the fog.
And that's nothing you've ever heard of before?
No, not that I... No, I've never seen it like this. Only Katja has... And she did use the weather, use fog in a different way, but not this.
That fog didn't hurt.
And Nelli, where were you?
I was at my studio.
Oh, that's right. Thorn Productions.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, Amalia was very impressed.
Oh, it's wonderful to hear. She and I are in talks of working on some projects ourselves.
Curious to know, did you solve the problem with the flowers before? Never mind.
I didn't see it as a problem.
Question for another time.
No, even I think business is business, but maybe not now.
At any rate, we were ambushed at my studio. I'm terrified of the mess that is left there.
That's super important right now.
Where's Greg?
Is he dead?
No.
Or did he turn on all of us? Because they have us keen insight into what we can all do.
Did not turn on us.
Are you sure? Are you absolutely sure?
My face is half burned off and she thinks I turned on her, so yes, I have a number of suspicions. Where is he?
Mr. Demetrios is also being looked after at a medical facility, a different facility from where young Mark Temple is located.
I assume he...
I am no doctor, but I believe it is a gunshot wound, a rather severe one.
We were all shot at. Yeah. Including Lavender. Lavender almost...
I am told she is stable, but it is not a sure thing. She has suffered grievous injuries and may still die.
I remember them mentioning... I worry that when they next strike will not be under the cover of darkness, but...
During the day.
What do you mean? What?
One of them, there was much yelling, mentioned a regret of coming out at night. That it was not usual. I can't remember exactly. There was so much.
Well, I am no expert yet on their tactics, but they could, if they know so much about all of us, have struck while we slept, and yet they did not.
I think part of the reason they hit me where they did, they still don't know where I sleep.
Oh, excellent. Your home is uncompromised.
As far as I can tell, they've been waiting for me to go outside to hit me.
Can anyone else verify this is true for them, or are you as yet unaware of the status of your holdings?
I am unaware of the status of mine. I assumed it was a time when just both the prince and I were out in the open.
A tempting target, you must admit.
Yeah. 2 quick things, Gary. Are you aware if my son is conscious?
I do not possess that information, but I can find out.
If he is, can someone ask him if he knows Annabelle's whereabouts? He's the most likely to know, at least if she's in the city, and by extension, if she's missing or not.
I will see to it.
Second thing, thank you for all of this, for all of us. And yes, I very much owe you. I state publicly.
Well, that is very generous and magnanimous, I dare say. Perhaps we should not worry about debts and favors until all of this is resolved, if it is.
Still, I won't forget this.
Of course.
As Eva thinks back to some of the casualties that did happen on the other side that evening, Are there any rolls I need to make?
Well, it seems a dramatically appropriate moment to bring up the fact that, as your memory will tell you,
yes,
you committed murder.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's be reminded of your convictions.
My convictions are always help the helpless. And always live life fully and freely. However, there's also the chronicle tenet, correct?
Well, the chronicle tenet is a bit of a conundrum. Never kill innocents, but innocence can be spelled in two ways, with different meanings. I don't think that you have violated the chronicle tenet. It could be argued that you acted in support of one of your own tenets, but the deliberate destruction and murder of human life in that fashion cannot go completely overlooked and unanswered. So, two stains on your humanity to reflect the gravity of what you did.
No, there's just marks in the same way of...
Just a slash through the box. Now, the question is whether or not you feel any remorse for what you did. So, form a dice pool equal to all your unmarked humanity. In other words, all the boxes that are not marked with stains. Black dice only, no hunger dice.
So that's outside of my current, 'cause the humanity fills up, and then the blank boxes, correct, is what I...
Blank boxes represent your humanity.
Oh.
So,
opposite way around.
Mine were filled, okay.
Reverse.
Technically, that's how we all do the sheet, but you know what your humanity was.
Okay.
The unstruck boxes.
Right.
So then 6, okay. Okay. 5 successes.
5 successes. 5 successes is enough to remove the stains that you incurred.
Okay.
The beast has not won tonight. You do feel remorse. You are capable still of guilt and regret for your actions, and your humanity remains intact. Had you failed, you would have taken one step further down the road to the beast.
Okay. It's definitely regret, yes.
Well, 2 of us here have been spending a lot of time on the other side, so I'm curious if any incoming information was different than what we got.
Yeah, there is that. You, I expected. We've discussed that. You, however, the last time I saw you was flitting away at Nelli's coronation and then came walking in as a part of the prince's retinue.
Ah, so it is true.
Quite.
What?
Confirmation.
Quite.
I have, I was trying to destroy them from within.
Yeah.
That worked real well for Therese.
Ah, that might have worked had she not been discovered. I'm still unclear on how that occurred.
I've let my hate for Maximilian Strauss blind me, and I thought I had more control than it appears I do.
Yeah. After what I saw last night, Yeah.
I'm sorry.
How exactly did you plan on destroying them from the inside?
I have been working on a potion of sorts. One that can send a kindred straight to torpor.
Convenient. Is the potion imbibed, like Vitae?
It is administered via the kindred's herd.
Ah, so a vessel imbibes the mixture, and
Correct.
drinking the blood of the vessel produces torpor.
Correct.
Complicated, but intriguing.
Did it work?
I was building trust.
That would be a no.
I haven't utilized it yet.
But you made it.
Yes.
Would you care to explain how and why your eye color?
Again, I had less control than I thought I did.
If you have so little control, do you realize how dangerous what you did was?
I don't think she cared. I was pretty clear about my objections, but
I knew it was dangerous.
One person being suspicious of you would be enough, without even having to prove it.
Oh, yes, and you'd be the expert on this, correct?
look, I need to know.
I've always been upfront with what I believe. I've never lied about
She's never not been Camarilla. She was on loan the entire time.
That's fair. That's fair, but you've tried to help us, am I correct?
Yes.
But somebody around here decided to hold a secret on us, so clearly we had no idea what your intentions were.
I have a job as the sheriff.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what I've been doing.
That wasn't pointed to you. Baron, you've been in contact with her, haven't you?
I'm in contact with everyone.
Were you ever going to share that with us, or did I have to find out when I went to the Camarilla?
Everybody's going to the Camarilla nowadays.
Well, not anymore. There appears to be little to no Camarilla left to go to.
Okay.
Apologies, Missy.
I need...
It's fine.
There is one thing, and I apologize, Jasper. This has been stuck in my head since I left last night. The Scourge was there.
Aha!
A significant battle took place, and she did not show up. She did not fight to save her prince. She did not fight just to enjoy killing.
Intriguing.
That is curious.
Uncharacteristic of Aurora.
And one thing I am also curious about with her is that if she saw you pull in with all of your vehicles, she had clearly been surveying the area, and yet she somehow didn't know.
Are you suggesting that the Scourge is a traitor?
She might be.
If not completely to their side, at least to her own side. One way or another.
I've never been entirely clear on which side Aurora is on.
Well,
Aurora's on Aurora's side.
It's pretty clear that the Camarilla isn't really sure what side the La Sombra are on, so...
Would you say that is a fair judgment?
Maybe.
You are, if not unique, Miss Ebe, then very nearly so. Because you were embraced into your clan after their, shall we say, merger with the Ivory Tower.
That was present company kind of excluded.
Many of your clan who participated in the merger came from other organizations, such as the Sabbat. One barely likes to say the name. Some, of course, were independent, but Aurora, I believe, was a defector.
I do have, Look, I need to know just for when, as we continue on with this evening, are we still pretending? Do we still have to do that, or did you, in your attempts to protect me during that fight or protect Chloe during that fight last night, blow your cover? Because I need to know. Because I didn't step in to save you when I wanted to, because I was trying to hold on to what you were doing.
I know.
And if this is not a thing anymore, my job gets a lot easier.
I feel like we might be intruding on a personal moment. Would you care for some time alone?
It can be. Certainly. I'll step away a moment.
Okay.
Just when things were getting interesting.
So, you step away to perhaps one of the small rooms outside the main meeting chamber. Is anyone listening discreetly or indiscreetly?
Yeah, I'm gonna use heightened senses.
Surprises.
I'm gonna take
I
this.
mean, I'm gonna try.
I'm not listening. I'm gonna take this opportunity to send a text from my burner.
From your burner to what number?
The number.
The number. Probably one of the few numbers that you still remember by heart.
Honestly, maybe the only number I remember by heart.
There is a return message about 60 seconds later as they step away from the table. And the message is, "Patience, my boy."
Understood.
Meanwhile, in the next room.
Look, I understand that you had to do some things to gain their trust, but what I saw last night was not you, and was not things you needed to do to keep your cover. You could have easily just run away, but you murdered about 5 people last night.
I know. I am.
So I need to know if you're actually on their side, and if this was all just fuckery with me.
No. Never. No. I always thought, you know, it's true, I always thought I knew where I was headed until I met you, and I think I knew better for a moment, and I realized that I can't let you go in any way. I had so much pulling at me, and I didn't know what Strauss would ask of me, and I've been fighting against that, and I've been a fool. I
mean, it seems pretty obvious that you should have expected Strauss to do the worst he could do.
Yes.
You know him better than anybody, and I don't know him at all, and I know that.
No, you're right. I thought I was strong enough to resist, and
yeah, well,
I'm not.
Neither are any of us, so...
I realize I cannot do everything alone, and though I may have lived much of my life now in that way, that I can't get anything done if I keep doing that. It's very, very clear to me now. I'm just very sorry for having put anyone,
It was
put
not...
you through that.
It's not easy to not want to protect you, and when you tell me that I can't, I'm listening to you, but
I know.
Doesn't matter. I'm glad you're not dead. But I'm an idiot, and I know not to stand in front of a bunch of people with assault rifles.
wanted you to get away.
Hey, I can get away. That's what I'm good at. Why would you stay?
I wanted you to get away. I wanted Chloe to be okay. I panicked.
Bad time to panic.
Yeah, I know. And if you feel differently, that's
This
okay.
isn't the time to talk about...
I know.
I don't feel differently. I'm just mad. I'm mad because I watched you almost die, and I was supposed to not do anything about it. That's why I'm mad. Because the only thing I'm good at is putting myself between that and people I care about, and you told me I couldn't, and then you blew your own cover anyway.
I don't think it's lost, but if Suzanne and Vannevar are also gone, then perhaps what I have proven is gone anyway.
Look,
I just want to help.
Fine. Let's go back in and find a solution to this.
Yes.
While they're gone, I would like to say something to Nelli.
So, Victor and Nelli. Of course, while you're speaking with Victor, you can't listen in on the other conversation.
I'm partly doing it because I'm certain she's spying and they don't want her to. You said went over to the cam. That's an interesting turn of phrase. Did you mean for a meeting or did you mean go over to the cam?
For a meeting.
Good, because what I want you to know, and also you to know, you know how I feel about your position. But peace is done. You know that, right? One way or another, whatever happens in these next few nights, what I saw from them, what I saw in that room, it's war.
Nelli cozying up to the Seneschal aside. I agree with you. I think we're at a moment now where we're dealing with far too many people that we could handle. They have attacked us individually using powers against us that they were aware would work for each single person. It's survival mode.
Yeah, this isn't a war between two factions. This is...
No, fuck factions. We need to survive.
I've spent the last 4 years telling everybody fuck factions, we need to survive. Nobody cared. Nobody listened. Because you can't say I haven't said it out loud to anyone who would listen.
Yeah, but how many other things that comes out of your mouth out loud?
People don't listen to? Too many!
It kind of gets lost in these moments. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Everything I have done has been in the protection of all of us.
Oh yes, like putting me in a limo that my sire had.
You kept his fucking ghouls!
No.
You're gonna tell me that lavender isn't a constant reminder of Chaz Price, but my car is?
her life.
But you didn't change her face. I changed the car. And I lost it, by the way. I guess they got it. The Scourge was sent to retrieve it. Who knows? I don't even know if any of my people made it out. The car's just a car. The car's not the point. The point is, everything's different now, and it's going to go where it goes.
What about when you endangered all of us by making your barony a safe haven for thin bloods?
I told Vannevar, yes, they're dangerous, but they're children. If you go and antagonize them, of course they're going to fight back. Of course any cornered animal's gonna fight back. Of course me surrounded by killers made me defensive. Of course they did. What else were they going to do?
What was your long-term plan?
I always have a long-term plan.
Which is what with them? You gotta tell me right now.
It's about to play out in real time because once I'm able to talk again, I need to find out what happened to Delilah, if we have eyes on Delilah.
Pardon me for... welcome back, Miss Eva, Mr. Jasper. You have joined us in a an interesting discussion.
I'm looking for Delilah.
So, Delilah, yes. Well, as far as we know, she is not in the hands of the attackers. We believe she still exists. We are working to confirm this most urgently. As you know, valuable asset.
The CAM declared a blood hunt on all of them. They said the peace did not apply to them. I cannot stand by and let anyone be slaughtered wholesale. Anyone.
Now that I know, or maybe he's not, maybe he's dead, whatever. Vannevar back to his senses, at least, in the time you saw him, correct?
He's worse, but yes.
But lucid.
Yes.
Very well, maybe the blood hunt's still on me as well. Not that I don't think it matters very much right now, but just to get the information out.
Just to get the information.
He did call one on me before.
I doubt it. I mean, I am not privy to the prince's thoughts, but he didn't rescind it publicly either. But no disrespect to your skills and abilities, cousin, but were the blood hunt still in effect, I dare say you would not be here.
That's fair.
Also, why are you all of a sudden so salty about not being sheriff?
I'm not. I just wanted to make you feel bad.
Yeah.
Helpful.
I have one thing I do, and it's that. I'll make people happy.
Well, you can have my job when I'm promoted.
Or dead.
Assuming there's anyone to promote you. But that being said, we got all this stuff on the table. What's the next move?
Well, Mitnick should be here in a moment, and we'll take that phone that Mr. Jasper acquired and see what can be found. And I think it might be wise. I'm not sure how we go about determining what is left of your personal possessions and holdings.
Look, I'm hypothesizing. But there is, and I've heard about it, I've heard certain kindred suffer from it. But there are specific kindred who have things that, because of their own personal beliefs, manifest in themselves that they are, some of those quintessential horror movie things do work on them.
Oh, yes, I have known kindred who cannot bear the sight of the cross, or who are repulsed by garlic or some other, condiment.
It seems it might work in reverse. In that these hunters believe so hard that we are evil, that the holiness of these weapons actually do hurt us. And I'm just gonna tap my fingers on the weapon.
Quickly. Not gonna grab it.
Not gonna grab it, I'm just gonna...
When you do, you feel a burn. You hear the skin of your fingertips begin to crackle and sizzle. You smell the burning flesh. But you don't burst into flames, and you do not produce a flame of any substantial size that would force your beast into retreat.
The feeling I get when I touch this, even in that brief contact, is that this will light one of us up pretty quick.
A fascinating cosmological conundrum, then. Interesting.
Very similar to the bullets that are in your gun.
Mitnick, excellent. What do you have for us? Hey. How you doing?
Hey, cousin.
Bad,
you
Mitnick.
all again. Hey. Mitnick is, of course, a Nosferatu. He has greenish-gray skin, pointed ears, teeth, fangs. He's wearing 90s rave wear with everything except the glow sticks.
Just curious if there's leather involved.
He has leather pants with awesome rivets down the seams. Hey, doing?
If you'd be so kind.
Yeah.
I have a phone for you to crack into.
Mobile technology. Okay, tricky stuff. But yeah, I'll take a look. Is it working?
The SIM card is out.
All right, cool. Don't put it back in.
I won't.
Thank you.
It's off. SIM card is out. It belonged to, at least I perceived them to be someone in charge during a hunter attack.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
Thank you.
I got some more. So before I forget, package left at one of the dead drops, Gary, from Mr. Baron Temple. Should I bring it in? It's a box. It's not ticking.
Not ticking.
Went through the x-ray machine. I'm not sure exactly what's in it, but I don't think it's a bomb.
I've been bombed once tonight, so
Yeah.
yes, please, yes.
Fine. Next. Okay. So as you know, I've been working on networking. Long story short, there's a lot of chatter I can pick up in the vicinity, and I think it has to do with whoever hit us all, right? I haven't been able to do much with it yet, but I'm working on it. Maybe the phone will help. I don't know. They're really good at covering their tracks.
I would have been able to access my club and its systems.
You know, Yev set a thing up. I mean, I know he's mostly about, data storage and stuff like that. But, we've been working together because,
I mean, data security is kind of important right now.
I mean, you kind of hired me, sort of.
Yes, I did.
I hate to tell you this, but I think they got your club. Now, I can't crack into the computer system, at least not yet, the way I normally would. But I was able to get a little footage from last night. They didn't blow it up. The club's still there.
Right.
Progress.
But, I think they've been into it, and I don't know what they've done inside. And I don't know if they're still there. We got somebody taking a peek for you, but
thank you.
I don't think there was that many of them.
Well,
it looked like everybody, was out in the field, I guess you could say.
They knew we weren't there.
So maybe, I don't know, maybe you can get it back. I don't know.
You all might recall that that Halon fire suppression system I put in was for just such an eventuality, because however faithful these fuckers are, they need to breathe.
You want me to try to?
Yes.
But not right away, right?
I mean, if no one's in there, there's no point.
If my people are not there, if their people are there, gas them. If not, we'll have to go in and take a look.
Assuming I can do it.
Yeah, I know.
I'll let you know. I'll work on that too.
Even just knowing whether or not it's currently occupied is useful, because we can get in through the tunnels.
Yeah. Tunnels? Oh, crap. They get your place?
No, as far as I know, I'm fine. They don't know where I live, which is why they hit me where they did.
Hey. And, Gary, that guy you sent me to check on, I found him. He's gonna come. Might take him a while. I mean, wow. Okay. All right. I'm on the job.
Thanks, Nick.
Whatever it costs. Believe it or not, I still got a couple dollars socked away.
But Nick, did you happen to see anything about my studio or anything?
Oh, yeah. Hang on. He pulls out a scrap of paper that is covered in ballpoint pen marks. Yeah. So, it looks like they shut down your studio. Like, closed for business.
That's good.
They didn't touch your retail stores. So you're still making money if you
good.
can get to it.
Hollywood and Highland?
Yeah.
Still good?
I don't know.
Thank goodness.
I mean,
I'm the old Baron, Baron Abrams, he had that place locked up tight, and you didn't exactly, lessen the security.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm not sure.
If
Working on it.
Eyes on it, that would be great.
We only got so many, but we'll figure out. I'm kind of more the keyboard kind of thing,
Sure.
Maybe I can crack into the security cameras over there, take a look.
That's what I was hoping
I don't know.
for.
What's the priority? I'll figure it out.
I'm curious. With so many explosions, so many, it's a very high profile thing. How are they reporting about this to the mortals?
It's over to you, boss.
Yeah, because they didn't only know we would be there, they knew we were there in advance.
Well, it will not surprise you to know that random violence is hardly big news these days. It seems to occur all the time. So they are benefiting from prevailing circumstances. However, my understanding is that the news is reporting these incidents as some sort of gang warfare gone awry.
So, as much fun as is.
I'll see ya. I get.
Thanks, Midnight. And that package when it came.
I'll have it sent in.
As much fun as it is to point fingers at each other, Camarilla, Anarch, whatever, I don't think it was either of us. Archangel's been pretty active in the last year, and she was just as surprised that this was happening as we were. And she deals with both sides. All the ghouls that are in both of those sides come to her with information, so if there was something, I'm sure she would have picked it up. I have a feeling this is a third party, i.e. just the Inquisition.
I'm certain the Prince and Seneschal had no idea.
Yeah. So, we can point fingers for fun, but it's not going to do any good.
Oh no, this is our real enemy.
Mr. Golden, do you have a bowl I might use?
A what?
A bowl.
A bowl. Yes, of course. I mean, what are we talking about here? Like a salad bowl, a soup tureen? I have it all.
Size of a chalice. It does not need to be large.
Are you,
Chalice with
are you
the palace.
planning another meal? I mean,
Presentation matters.
I must try to begin some protections when I can. With what I can.
Fascinating. It will be very interesting to see what the Weird Sisters have to say about this when we manage to get in touch with them. Speaking of magic.
Do you have some sort of protocol, someone you're supposed to, reach out to or report up the chain to that something's happening to the Prince?
I mean, phone's dead. No one's to be found anywhere.
I mean, I thought the whole point behind the cam was it's, the cam, we who sit above in shadow. There's not somebody in Vienna or Prague you're
Do
supposed
you
to...
become de facto prince?
Yes.
I don't.
Wouldn't that be interesting?
Right now,
I don't think it works that way.
never thought I would say this. Right now, not on my radar. Right now, just want to survive whatever fuckery this is.
I went back to my...
Pardon me.
Please.
Mitnick returns with two objects. One, a small golden box, which he hands to Victor, and a bowl. It is, in fact, a large silver soup tureen.
That works. In the background, Eva will start the work. It's not quick.
So she's beginning a ritual.
Starting a ritual of... Well, I suppose she'd ask...
We'll take that as read for now.
Yeah, it's a firewalker, but I suppose I'll do it for myself first. So she's, starting to cut off fingertips.
So, yes, that requires the removal of fingers.
Never get used to that.
So she's just doing it in the background as everyone continues.
Casually.
As though it were perfectly normal.
As one does.
Just to quickly answer your question, though, regarding the cam. In times of crisis, a lot of them tend to just lay low, let shit clear up, and then resurface when things go back to normal. So I'm sure whoever's around will do the same eventually.
Is that going to be your intent, to just lay low in this?
My intent is to survive. I don't think anybody could raise an eyebrow at that to me.
No, it's fair. I get that. To the best of my knowledge, there is no one watching my place. There's no cameras, I went in there to check it out. They can't see me on cameras anyway, so didn't find anything. It is a safe place for us to go.
That is very fortunate indeed, because if they have not intruded upon your home, cousin, that means they probably do not know about your backyard.
Yeah.
The labyrinth.
I don't think they do.
That is fortuitous because the individual that Mitnick alluded to, and whom I hope is on his way here, is connected with your backyard.
How so?
He is the architect of it. His name is Zelios. I believe you have heard it.
Yeah.
The guy that was sleeping on the slab.
Indeed.
Yeah. I still never met him.
He has been with the Ivory Tower most of this time.
Yeah.
I do not know what his political affiliations are at this moment, but he is of my clan, and we have an understanding about these things.
Clan above sect, right?
Sometimes cooperation across factions is highly desirable, and this is one of those moments.
I would very much like to talk to him if that's at all possible.
I thought you might. I hope he will join us shortly.
Oh, all right, yeah.
You have a delivery. As I understand it, this was left in one of our many dead drops near the cemetery, so whoever left it knew how to do it, how to contact us.
Does it say anything on the box?
It does not say anything on the box.
How do you know it's for me?
There was a tag. Sorry, I took
it's
it
gold. I mean, right?
Very droll.
Oh.
I am understandably curious about its contents.
Same.
Oh. A cylinder box.
Oh. Intriguing.
No idea who it came from?
I was not informed, and Mitnick did not say.
I think I have an idea.
Old technology, very old technology, useful for delivering secret messages.
A week ago, 48 hours ago, if somebody had sent me one of these, I would have laughed and thrown it out the window. But right now, it's unhackable.
We have used them on occasion.
Please give it to me. Don't throw it out the window. I would have taken it.
If it's from who I think it is, I believe I do.
So,
do you know how to open it?
If it's from who I think it is, I believe I do. It's, I'm classically trained, you might say.
while you open that, do we have anybody have any ideas of how we try and track down the rest of the people who are important to us? Oh.
I heard a click.
Maybe someone has an idea.
So,
Maybe.
inside the cylinder, there is an electronic device that you are not familiar with. It looks a little bit like a thumb drive, but it's got a large button-like audio speaker on the inside.
Would you all excuse me for a moment?
Wouldn't it be easier if you left the room?
Yes.
Okay.
I was just being polite.
Go ahead.
And I do leave, and I try and go a couple of doors over that I close behind me because I'm aware of keen ears.
Find that the notion of privacy in a Nosferatu warren a little naive, but has.
You know, they're gonna know what they're gonna know no matter what.
What do you do with the device?
Does there seem to be any sort of button to activate, or?
Well, the audio speaker looks like it depresses.
Probably in the...
It's true. I'm sorry.
The audio speaker looks like it depresses. It looks like it is also a button.
As soon as I feel I'm out of earshot, not counting the 3 that are in this room, I press the button.
There's a crackle of static like a radio. Strange signals. Old-time radio, like a ham radio set sound. And then, Victor, my boy.
the best of both worlds as always, ma'am.
Are you with your associates?
They're a few rooms away. Currently, I'm in the company, inevitably, of the Nosferatu, but we may be speaking somewhat privately.
I am pleased that I guessed correctly.
It seemed the most logical place to go to ground.
What do you intend to do?
First, we have to secure ourselves. We don't know how compromised we are, how many there are. And once we know, fight back.
It has always interested me, my boy, the fact that both the Camarilla and the Anarch movement have faced the same existential threat and responded so differently. We responded by retreating from a digital world that we never trusted and sometimes despised. Some princes, as you know, ban all online communication. And they crack down fiercely on any disobedience. We approve of this. It works. The tower endures and will outlast these troubles.
I'm not sure your level of visibility to past nights, but the same people that hit me hit the Prince and the Seneschal. They were quite aware of them and their movements.
We are aware. We have given them up for dead.
Unfortunate, but not unexpected. Currently, the sheriff, Eva, Jasper, and Nelli are accounted for and with me. Others are in various states of torpor, missing, and/or assumed dead.
So you intend to remain?
Until any other option becomes untenable, yes.
If you do not wish to do as we do and withdraw completely from the technological world, or nearly completely, I suggest you begin adopting the methods of the street criminals your faction so closely resembles. Burner phones, fast getaways, mobility, dead drops, online identity theft to stay safe if you must. Tear out the GPS units from your laptops. Use couriers more than email. It's harder than our way. And the slow movers die fast, Victor. But it might suit you better. And you wouldn't have to go completely dark. The Camarilla will not help you. We are done with Los Angeles for now.
I understand.
You do not. Not only are we done, you will be blamed. For these events will be laid squarely at the door of you and your compatriots, as we have done before in Vienna, Prague, Detroit, wherever this happens. In our official records, our accepted narrative, it is the fault of the Anarchs that these things happen. I did warn you, my boy. Leave the living in plain sight to the thin bloods, the better at it. From here on out, I can do little for you. There are a few things I can offer, and I will, as time and chance shall serve. We will speak again, I am certain, but I could not say when. If you survive.
Thank you for everything. And hopefully when this is all concluded, we might meet in person. I've been told Mexico City is beautiful this time of year.
I should be delighted if you would see for yourself. Now, a message to my girl, Ebe.
Shall I convey it to her, or would you prefer I get her for you?
It's a simple message. If she wants it, it is hers for the taking. There would appear to be no other claimants. Goodbye, my boy, and good luck.
Until next time, ma'am. And I put it on the ground and crush it under my heel.
You destroy its little electronic guts.
But I do pick up the pieces and put them in my pocket. And when the time is right, because I don't know what they've been doing, I do rejoin them.
While Victor was away...
I would have loved to have a moment with Amalia.
Gary will make sure that she is told of your desire, and in short order, she returns. Looks great on you.
I just wanted to say...
Look at that. It's our creation, you know.
Yep.
This is, what'd you call it? Collaboration.
The collaboration. Remember that dialogue we were having here?
Mm-hmm.
So this is
dialogue.
a test.
Yeah.
Make sure that...
Is there anything left to dialogue about?
Hope
I mean,
so.
You know, your movie's kind of maybe kaput. I don't know.
There could be other things that we can dialogue about. But this is fantastic. You said these were ace bandages?
Yeah, some kind of medical tape, bandage thing.
Thank goodness your stores are still open.
Right? Just wondering where we're going to have fashion after all of this is said and done.
I'm sorry you read that wrong. I'll work on my delivery next time. It's fine.
Your people, they're all right, ish. I mean, okay, not really, but you know, your flower boy, you know, he'll pull through.
Daffodil.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. You know, he just needs a lot of rest and a lot more medical tape. Your girl, I don't know.
All right.
We'll see.
Yeah. Maybe.
Took a lot of hits.
Need your
Where
help.
were they?
Pardon me.
Where were they when
They were with me.
they were with you?
Yes. We were targeted by 3.
I don't know. I mean, I saw the whole thing and I still don't understand it. I was, you know, sort of visiting set. It looked to me like a couple of, men in black. And I don't know what she was.
Me either. But...
True believer, I guess.
Yes, very much a true believer. It was terrifying.
Nice shot with the knife.
Thank you.
What?
Nelli, out of nowhere, she produces this wicked knife and right in the chest.
I think you would have enjoyed this scene had it been on better circumstances and we had the upper hand.
Didn't kill her right away, though.
No.
Kind of confirms what I was talking about. True believers.
Yeah. Thank you again, Amalia. Hard to say, I'm in your debt in terms of fashion right now.
Gary says we can't, we're not accepting IOUs at this time.
Well, I will certainly remember.
Me too. Anyway, got a jet. Stuff to do. Hang on. Gary sticks a hand into a shadow. It's apparently some sort of dumbwaiter or other hole that you didn't notice before. Very convenient, these. Catch a flash of a green, scaly hand. Might have been Mitnick's, might have been somebody else's, you don't know. At one point, I thought I would have pneumatic tubes installed, but... He appears to be holding a brown, greasy paper bag. He smooths it out. It's difficult to make out this childish writing. Something else for you. A different dead drop this time. Clever of me, I think, to make those known among certain quarters.
Quite.
Here you are. Special delivery.
I act like I'm about to hesitate to touch it, and then I look down at my suit covered in sewer filth anyway, and I'm just like...
It is a message scrawled on a greasy paper bag. It's very simple. It says, Baby B, Hunter Jail in L.A. Headed east. Good luck, Carver.
Motherfucker. They've got Annabelle.
What?
Yeah.
And apparently Carver didn't do anything about it.
Did you expect him to?
Typical.
Rewind. Annabelle's here?
Evidently.
Read the message aloud so everyone knows what I know.
Sure. Baby B, Hunter Jail in L.A. Headed east. Good luck.
What the?
Carver.
You... No, it's X that can touch things and know things. Neither of you can do that, right?
Well, this complicates matters.
Quite. Well, but now we know they have a jail. Now we know they took captives.
Now that is possibly where X is as well.
Anyone who's on the missing list could potentially be there. Who knows?
We have to get them back.
The priority list grows longer.
That's at the top of it. There's a number of reasons we cannot let them keep any of ours.
Well, naturally, I will put my, I've always wanted to say this, my top men on it.
We just need a location.
Well, let's work on that next, shall we? So much to do and so little time.
I keep this bag because at some point I'm going to see X or someone who can touch it and know something. So just sort
So
of...
you put the disgusting, greasy paper
You know,
bag.
this one is...
We can get you something more appropriate.
You know...
Amalia, observe.
I will never look that good in it, and it's a branding thing. I'll get a change when I get a change.
With all of this information on the table to digest, messages from afar, messages about old friends, and a lot to think about, this seems like an appropriate place to pause our vampire story for now.
We should have never let you into the Camarilla. You're all degenerates. You belong in the Sabbat.
This degenerate knows it's better to reign in hell than to serve in heaven.